Let's get some analysis with former Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway. And Kellyanne, welcome back to our program. Good morning to you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
This is what RootsAction.com, this is a progressive group, is saying about the president right now. Unfortunately, President Biden's been neither bold nor inspiring. His prospects for winning re-election appear to be bleak, with so much at stake. Making him the Democratic Party's standard bearer in 2024 would be a tragic mistake. That's the far left saying we're jumping off this ship, Kellyanne.
It's pretty remarkable. It's not the, quote, vast right-wing conspiracy or Republicans disenchanted with their party who are moving toward or away from Biden. It's coming from inside the House. And here is the real challenge for Joe Biden. That same group you just referenced, Bill, has committed a six-figure spending buy beginning November 9th. They say right after the midterm elections, which they predict will be a disaster for Joe Biden's Democrats, they're going to go after Biden and try to force him off the ticket. Now, Hillary Clinton, I think she was bloodied and bruised politically, having gone through a rough primary and caucus season against Bernie Sanders in 2016. People forget he won, 10, 12 contests and in some of those key states. I think the big problem for Biden in this New York Times poll is that 63% of Hispanic Democrats disapprove of him. 69% of young Democrats disapprove of his job approval. 94% of Democrats under 30 say they want someone else. And the reason is they look at themselves as the party of youth and energy in the future. And they have this octogenarian white guy as their standard bearer. But it's pretty remarkable, just a year and a half in, to be telling your party's president, sitting president, we don't think you're electable. We don't think you're electrifying. And in addition to his age, sharing this space in that New York Times poll as the nagging factor as to why Democrats don't want Joe Biden in 2024 is his performance. And particularly among the Hispanics in the New York Times poll, they're saying it's his performance. So we'll see where his defiance goes. But right now, it's not a good place to be as a sitting incumbent president.
I wanted to ask you about something that you said when we were on with Martha a few weeks ago, and it's really stuck in my mind. And it's about how donors don't pick the nominee. The grassroots picks the nominee. And it's such a good thing to remember as we all start to look just quite beyond 2022 into 2024. In this same New York Times poll, there was this here. Asking Republican voters, 49% say they would like to have President Trump run again, and there was 25% support for DeSantis, and then the rest are down in the low single digits at 6% and 2%, et cetera. How should people be thinking about looking at the grassroots and trying to understand where they want the party to go?
Sure. Well, Dana, right now the most likely 2024 scenario is a cage match rematch between Biden and Trump, and different polls show each of them leading the other within a couple of points. And people are always looking for the next thing. And I think Governor DeSantis has been a remarkable, robust, strong governor. He's done so many things right. People have tried to break his stride and ruin his day, and he's taken on those battles and really won, I think, all or most of them. But he would be running, they would all be running on America First agenda. Nobody's going to say, I think I'll be Biden light, or I'm going to bring the party, the Republican Party, all the way back to pre-Trump days. People who try to do that are now in the never Trump, quote, lane in the Republican Party, which frankly is more like a bike path right now. And it's pretty crowded with a few people who want to bring us backward to the less inspiring days of McCain and Romney as our losing Republican nominees. But I think, Dana and Bill, one thing that we don't cover enough in these polls is here's a fact. In 13 states right now, the majority of registered voters in those states are independents. They're not Republicans or Democrats, they're independents, including in key states like Colorado and New Hampshire. You've got, in Gallup 2021, they said that 27% of the country identifies as a Republican, 29% as a Democrat, and 42% as independents. Now, they lean a certain way, but the question is, what happens to those 42%? Will they go, will they say, look, I want the Trump economy and energy policies back. I'm done with Biden. Are they looking for something new? But Dana, it is true that the donor class usually says, where's the next fresh face? What's the next big thing? I think whoever runs in 2024, if President Trump decides not to, they're going to have to be running on his policy accomplishments, no doubt, and really take the case. But I think the most binary choice right now is between Biden and Trump. You'll hear some grumblings among donors and voters, but that's really where this is headed at the moment. We'll see what happens in the midterms. I think the difference between 15 seats for the Republicans and 50 seats for the Republicans in the midterms is if they're able to make Joe Biden's deficits and distractions Democratic deficits and distractions. I think the Democratic Party feels if they can lop off Biden and Harris, they can move forward. The Republicans should get in there and say, not so fast. Joe Biden is a leader of the party. His policies should be eaten and owned by every Democrat on the ballot.
Well, Kellyanne, thanks. You said a
Great
lot
to see
there.
you.
And a lot more to dive into.
I'm going to go reread
we
that
had more time.
transcript.
Thank
Learn
you.
a little bit more. Thanks, Kellyanne.